I have a commissioner's job at the radio station. No one wants to come. So you get paid guaranteed.
I'll still look a little tall. Oh, yeah.
Some whole court.
Yeah.
And you can walk it.
Going to open the public hearing for ordinance 2026-04 sewer rate changes. Does anybody in the public have any questions, concerns, or issues? Any comments from the council? Do we need to close it? Can I close it? Need a motion?
Yeah.
I'll say it. Steve, motion will say it.
All in favor?
I'm opposed.
Closing the hearing? Closing the hearing?
Oh, closing the hearing, no. Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
We'll do it same night?
Unless you want to head off. Do you want to wait for Nate to get here just to verify?
If you go.
He has not said otherwise.
He has it filled out to be approved tonight, is the way he wrote the ordinance, but we can wait a little bit if you would rather.
I move to approve the ordinance as written.
I'll say it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None
None
opposed?
opposed.
None. Do not see minutes. I still have for signatures.
Yeah, Diane's not in attendance. She just filled a form out requesting to appear.
So how long does that have in here? Check in this app?
A lot,
A lot?
way more than it should. I think that was we have a $40 return check fee post with the ordinance with that rate.
So we had that one customer overpaid, like, we had to issue a check in this fund? Oh, well, in the appropriation report, we had to,
Oh, you will see that, yes, you will see those, listed as NSF throughout within the claims and everything as well, but there, when we have to put a charge back on their account whenever they do get a check, we typically will send them a letter letting them know, which, their bank would let them know that they have a return.
so how's
And
our
then-
South Market client down there, is it up to date?
As of right now, yes. Can't say that it's getting any better, but as of right now, it's current. Yeah, it makes it very difficult with the billing system when someone writes a back check, or has a return check, if you will. Because the charges go back on the account. And then for ordinance, they're supposed to not write a check in the office again. However, that does not stop people from using the online billing and doing a check there. So, furthermore, that would kind of be a conversation to have with Nick on how you can't stop them, but if they do that, and for ordinance they're not supposed to, then what are the circumstances? How do you reject a payment that came through your internet site? So, but he or she is not in.
Following up on that irrigation program.
Which I think we left it with Nick to take a look at Clinton's to see what he thought.
Well, that was the stuff that I sent you guys, but it's been, what we talked about, at least 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, I think, since I have all those documents. So, I just sent those to your email a little over a month ago. It's all of the documents that Clinton, I contacted Clinton, and it's just all those documents that they sent me. It kind of sets some examples as well, but it's more so a matter of if you're interested in implementing it, what you want that annual fee, if you want to have an annual fee to look like, and then as far as, the meters or anything like that goes. I didn't know if you had anything to add, but that's all I know.
Yeah, I think at the last meeting we were at, we kind of strictly went away from the meters, and the option being doing the average price over the winter months for the summer months. So average what your sewage bill is for the 6 winter months, November to April.
Your water bill.
Sewage bill.
Because they didn't want.
Because
Oh, right,
the
right.
water bill would stay the same, but sewage.
Right.
Yep. Because I tracked off the sewage for the outdoor use.
Yeah.
So you average the November to April and charge that average for May through October on your sewage bill.
So there's usually minimal irrigation of the garden in October. I mean, it just seems like the months where it's highly unlikely, October, definitely through April, really probably even through May. Seems like that ought to be, more months makes the better averages.
Yeah.
And since it's arbitrary anyway, I mean, was there any reason not to do October through May for the baseline sewage use?
I mean, I will still be irrigating in October. I mean, it's still warm in October, grass still growing in October at the beginning, first 2 weeks, some years like this last year. So there will still be irrigation going on at that time, and if it was dry like this last year, there'll be plenty of irrigation going on still in October.
Just to understand, I mean, usually in October, about all you're looking cabbage and kale and broccoli, I mean, that'd be a lot. I mean, if you, I mean, do you have that much, do home gardeners have that much volume?
Turf, it's the whole front lawn. That'll be
Is that
fine.
all right? That's a little bit more. Okay, all right, well, that helps me understand, because I was thinking for gardens,
We just need an ordinance specifying the months.
Yeah, and I think that, I mean, unless you wanna go off of, I believe that was probably an ordinance within those documents from Clinton, but I mean, Nick would answer, but I think you can pretty much dictate what
And
you
was
want
their
those.
fee $20, wasn't it?
There's was, which that you can make, whatever you wanna establish, basically, that was just I was just asked to get, okay.
We did we Nick, did we request him to just look, or did we request him to draft an ordinance?
I think just, I mean, I think reviewing, I think you guys wanted to see what Clinton did, and then he can move on from there. He can take that information and draft an ordinance. It's just a matter of, yes or no, voting.
I think I have a motion to draft the ordinance, and we won't saw it, took care of my personal concerns about, but these guys aren't having to have extra meters, run up and buy extra meters, they're not having to mess with it. And, you know, as long as, I mean, it adequately compensates your office time for calculating the baselines, I'm not opposed to it. So, I mean, I would move we have him draft the ordinance.
Do you want to leave the fee at $20, or the fee?
The fee just needs to cover estimated time for what your office has to do to pull out the billing. I mean, if you want to get back with him.
Well, I don't know where Clinton, how they establish theirs, but if their fee and, don't know exactly what their customer base is, but, I couldn't imagine our fee being more than that.
I just think the fee needs to cover
Yeah.
the time that your office would spend, whether that's $20 or $50, whatever the range is, it needs to cover it.
I'll second you.
You got a question? Bob?
Yeah. So if they do that, can anybody come in here and pay the fee, or say they're wanting a garden, or how do you distinguish for somebody being able to do it and not do it?
I mean,
How's that
to me,
work?
it falls under the whole thing of watering flowers.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so if somebody says, I water flowers once a week, they can,
If there's a baseline to determine what, because it's true that it's not going into the sewer. That's my thought.
But it is specifically flowers and lawns, and other uses are improved.
Right.
So if there's some violation or problem, it's,
So what do they have in place for a guy like me that's got trucks that we got the shop, and I mean, we're out here, power washing, hot seam, cleaning semi, stuff of that nature. And what kind of is there anything in place for that, or will this fall under that?
It would not fall under it. We've addressed that question before with car washes.
I mean, for our repairs and stuff, we gotta clean it, and I'm going to Clinton, I'm going other places, because I can't afford to, I'm not paying sewer on 10,000 gallons of water a month to keep my trucks where they need to be. So I feel like there should be something there for poor guys like me.
Well, do you wanna make those type of stipulations? I mean, Nick's probably gonna have some questions, even after he will review, obviously, other ordinances. But, I think you're gonna have a couple of residents as well that are gonna come up with some interesting uses for the water. So I think it's gonna need to be very specific in the ordinance, what's gonna be acceptable or not.
Right.
make no progress. I prefer we go ahead and deal with the gardening issue. The other things we'll have to address separate, and Nick may have some things about discharge and all that, because you get, just like with the semis and all that, a lot of it's mud. You know, you're gonna have some grime and other stuff, that there may be other regulations that, rather than get this thing bogged down and not be able to help, some people have been after this for a couple of years, I just assume move along with this, and we can come back and figure out what to do about the other stuff later.
Ask Nick to look and see what he can find.
So
So to be clear, this is just gonna be for
Lawn.
basically landscaping, lawn,
Yes.
water.
Garden flowers, yeah, that's where we're at right now.
But there's not gonna be a minimum water use on it? I mean, are you, in other words, I know we're adjusting the sewer, but, I mean, is there gonna be a, can you use 6,000 gallons of water, 10,000 gallons of water, and then what's the,
It's
I mean,
the
they're paying for
average.
water, aren't they? I mean, you're still getting,
Yeah.
you're still paying
This
for
is
your water.
only for sewer.
This is
I
only.
I understand that, but what I'm getting at is, I mean, this will never affect the sewer rate. I mean, as far as
Just for the
the amount
summer,
of water that you're
for
using.
the summer months.
For the summer months, right. I just want to be clear on it, so there's no,
They're just gonna pay that average of those 6.
okay, well, no, I just want to be clear that, if somebody's doubling their water usage, that we're not going to panic over it. So, I mean, I realize we're charging them for the water.
Well, yeah, we pay for water, what you need to be concerned about, and what to do with the sewer long-term, don't know. So that's concern.
There's a motion and a second.
So,
All in favor?
I'm in favor.
Motion carries. And if Nick gets here, we'll ask him to look into that issue. Jim?
I sent the run information out to everyone.
Questions on that?
I would like to thank Doug and his crew for helping us get the water and sewer back to the training building. We appreciate it, getting that wrapped up. Along that lines, I sent you guys an email. A couple of you responded back, said you was all right with it. We had a run a while back, and we had to go basically find our gator because we had nowhere to store it. So the trustee noticed that, and the township actually bought the gator. She offered to add on to the back of our building, so we have the storage area while the garage door there. So where the door is right now, we just come in, take the existing door, just move it straight out. Just have that little area right there. Are you guys okay to go ahead and move forward with getting that?
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I was okay with it. I think you might have had some question in your Steve.
Yeah, we gotta look at them, I don't know.
You want a motion?
Sure.
I'll move.
I'll second.
All in favor?
And Clayton's still working on the ordinance. He's doing a lot of research with the other areas, make sure we're hitting everything correct, and make sure the state, we're lining up with what the state has. Hopefully this week we'll get something up and we'll get it to you so you guys can review it.
Sounds good. That it?
That's it.
All right, thank you. Bill?
Yeah, so in March we had 32 case reports, 1 felony, 2 misdemeanors, 2 OWIs, 4 drug investigations, 2 property crimes, 1 mental health, 4 assists other agencies, 6 impounds, 23 infractions, 28 warnings, 1 ordinance violations, 6 motor vehicle accidents, 2 use of force reports, 8 VIN checks, and 1 alarm. We turned in a form with payroll for holiday payout. We have ordinance 2025-07. Says that anything over 216 hours of holiday time should be paid out. I submitted that to Karen. She signed off on it, agrees with the hours that I come up with. So just asking that be paid out.
I need that total and then just need a note on it for documentation. I didn't, she wasn't aware that she had received anything.
Bill, these, all gets reviewed by the police commission.
Yes.
So you don't have I need a total, a dollar amount total, so that the board can
Oh,
have a
I don't
dollar
have
amount
a
that we're,
dollar amount. I have the amount of hours per officer.
so you guys will make a motion based on that information then?
How many hours do you have, Bill?
120 for 5 officers, 0 for the 6.
I'll make a motion.
For a second.
I'll say.
All in favor? I'm assuming it's based on our hourly rate.
They're paid at their hourly rate. One of the line items I have for my budget is the police commission spending. Right now, that's set for a limit of $2,500. I didn't know if that being a board, if you wanted them to have a spending limit, or if they're allowed to use whatever's in the budget.
I'm confused. Police commission, that's a stipend just for service, right?
No, for like, if they wanna, buy an award, or, they wanna buy,
Okay.
In the past, yes, you are correct. That has just been that's why all the only amount that's allotted is what
Yeah.
they paid per year.
Yeah.
So there's never been any addition because they didn't have any spending
Okay.
out of those appropriations,
Well,
so.
We need to keep that separate from what their pay is.
Yes,
on that board.
absolutely.
We want to keep that separate so you can track it, but, So you think we should put a line item in the budget for that, you're saying, or?
that was my understanding when I put in for that, money, was that they were, if they wanted to buy something, they were allowed to buy it out of that line item.
Well, no, we don't want to do it from there. We need to do it from somewhere other than their annual compensation.
I did not anticipate it being large either.
Well, I wouldn't either. We don't give out gold statues or anything like the officers or whatever.
Or gift bags either.
The swag bags.
No.
Of course, there could be some interesting swag bags, ammo, maybe. But, what kind of amount are you looking at? You know, I mean, what's your gut?
Well, I had, and I don't expect it to be quite that high, but I had 5,000 listed as the, amount for that line item.
Well, what's your compensation? It's not that much.
That's why it's changed because their compensation is $300 per year
So,
for 4 members. So, I mean, that's all you're talking about, and $100 for their bond. Now, we did go ahead and we do still do your bonds. So we have 5 bonds, 3 people at $300 for that compensation. So that's why that line item was changed from 5,000, because you wouldn't want to put more money in the compensation line for what they're entitled to.
We're paying that out of general, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you know.
So we need I think it's 17.
Yeah, commission 5,000. So we put 5,000 in there, but apparently part of that is for what you're talking about right now.
Yes.
I just wouldn't pay all the same compensation line as person else.
Well, yeah, it should be split, in the future, definitely. So, there's money in there to do what Bill's talking about.
Needs to be called something else.
It needs to be split out to some of the line item for expense purposes, so can you make that?
Commission discretionary fund.
Whatever you want to call it.
I don't like the word
Barb?
discretionary,
Then my understanding is 5 commissioners, not 4.
Oh.
You know, like 4 of them get paid?
Yes.
Only
Oh,
four
the
get paid?
board
Yeah,
member.
the five member does not get paid because of being a board member.
Oh, that's right, okay.
Okay.
So I-
Okay, so we did budget money, it's just we didn't break it out. What we did. That sound right?
So kind of a speed read through the appropriations list in the general fund. What line item currently is this absorbed in the
Public
general
safety,
fund?
you'll need to look at public safety,
Okay.
general fund. Yeah, so that should be at 1,700 because that's what the compensation for public safety is.
if you wanna take the difference of that excess of that money, you need to create a different line and not put it in the public safety funding lines for those, bonds and wages.
It'll be on page 4 and 5, so well, no, that's general fund. That's not general fund. Public safety, 2.9 would have that in it. You can't put things out public safety.
Okay, well, it used to be in the line, I think, would be there, so then the funding, you put it back in within the general fund, so it's within that line, basically.
Okay.
It should be in normal circumstances, budgeting appropriately, it should be in public safety and paid that way,
So public safety
along with
appropriation
everything else.
currently is 2,100. And with all this, we want to do what to that?
No, we have 5,000 budget, well, we had 5,000 in the, it gets confusing.
I guess just make it
You go
total,
to the
what do you
gen-
want your total to be for that appropriation line, I mean, you don't need to.
Well, what's the
add and
total,
subtract.
what's the total we're paying out, 300 times 4? So the rest of that,
$100,
the rest of that would be,
500 total for bonds.
okay, so you take those two amounts, and then the rest of it would be for just discretionary,
Yeah, whatever you want that total to be.
yeah, well, the difference between 5,000 and subtract that, what's the amount? Right here.
Sorry, county kind of spirited debate about something.
Well, that's good.
No, there was a property owner that didn't like the process on how to vacate an alley, so we had to join in and debate the legal process of vacating an alley. We decided to follow what the Indiana code says.
That's a good idea.
So you guys want to make a motion on that, bring it up and then for that appropriation, so create a new appropriation line, give me a total and give me a title.
Well, the total, whatever those amounts subtracted from 5 would be,
Okay, what do you want to call it?
you had a name, what do you call it?
Discretionary spending, but you didn't like that word. That's okay, it's okay.
Did you hear what lady called it?
Commissioner discretionary?
Yeah. It's not a big word.
Like officers for performance. Okay.
Okay. I missed the motion.
So for the slow riders, so the 5,000 is what general fund currently listed as.
It's, no,
Would be 33.
we don't, where are we at? That's payable.
And perhaps we should work out the details and approve it at the next meeting.
Well, the
It would
general,
be 3,300.
yeah.
Would be the difference.
Yeah, the general fund, Steve, we do not. Hey, Brandy. So we still have the general police and the general fire just lump sum. We don't have detail for that, but we know what the total they're allowed to spend for the year is on that. So that's how it's, we don't have the detail. We do not in the general fund, but we do on the spreadsheets we use to make the budget.
And that's where I got those totals from.
Yeah.
From.
Yeah. Like we did last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
We didn't do a motion.
Yeah, I would like to see voted on.
Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Until next meeting?
Oh, great.
I'd just like to see it set out exactly. I'm just having trouble. I mean, I get what we're, kind of think I get what I'm trying to do, but to be sure, I'd just like to see specifically what funds we're creating a new fund, I get that. You know, we've got some extra in one fund that we can put in here, but just to be sure that, since we've already set the budget, that we're moving, that it all adds up, whatever we're moving stuff out of, and what we're moving it into, that it ends up being budget neutral, because I don't know that we have any additional revenue to put into it. So I'm just having trouble tracking the multiple funds. So I'm not necessarily opposed to it, but I'd like to see the county, if we could just have a proposal and do it at the next meeting. I mean, is there any urgency that we have to do it tonight? I'd just like to see we're creating this new fund in general with this number.
Well, it's
taking
part,
so much-
it's part of the total amount in general fund schools.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it's planned.
But just so it's, when we do this, we know.
We had 5,000 in the budget for commission, and we're splitting that 5,000 between compensation and bond, and then this discretionary.
Yeah, it sounds good, but I just like to see the details.
You have to go back to our spreadsheets. Look at that one sheet for public safety expense. It shows the amount spread out to public safety fund, and the rest of that put to the general fund. That's all lumped into one balance.
I don't have that in front of me, but if we can just do that next meeting, if there's no urgency, there we go.
Certainly not. Not buying any woods soon. Okay. What do we have? What do we have? You got one?
Yeah, I've got one. So, we will eventually need to upgrade our phones. That is technically a contract with it's one of those contracts we can get out at any time. But basically, they explain the contract is you can't get a new upgrade on your phone for 2 years. So because of that, I would need to ask for permission to enter a new contract once we would upgrade the phone.
We're talking cell.
Something.
Okay. What's the financial impact of that?
Just the price of each phone that we get, under $50 per phone.
So do you guys have a different kind of contract then? Because I know what we have for the utility department, we're not necessarily under contract per se, but like if one of the guys comes to me and their phone is not charging or damaged or anything, then I notify AT&T, and then they tell me what that line has eligibility for upgrade on, and usually we get a phone for 99 cents. That's typically what I go with for the guys, but we've done that for years.
It's an eligibility thing, but it is technically a contract, and if I'm going to go into a contract, I just wanted to ask for permission before I went into a contract.
Is it only a 2-year contract?
Yes.
Well, financial impact.
It's whatever it would be, it would be no more than $50 per phone.
Yeah.
And then I just wouldn't be able to upgrade for 2 years.
Yeah, communicate, I'm fine with it.
How are you?
Okay, I believe that's what
We need a motion.
Well,
I move that we authorize certain chief to make the appropriate contractual changes to keep their cell phones adequate.
First, second. All in favor?
I have one more thing and I'm done. We're going to be starting to go around and look at properties and inspect those for, if they're up to snuff for their property nuisance ordinance violations. So,
Okay.
and then that's all I have.
Sure.
Good.
I'll try to make this quick and then build it. We had 29 locates, 35 work orders. Our small bucket line truck did have some bad ball joints in it, which was under warranty at Scheid Diesel, but the lower ones were bad, so they replaced them with it cost like $1,500, and they're a lifetime warranty now. Barry's, the new building down there, we're just not complete with it. The water has been tapped and they have water. We're just down to pulling the last few feet of wire and we'll be done with all the power and everything, so moving right along down there. We did get the exit signs for the police department up, and we've been working on shop lights, changing all them out on rainy days, the 4-foot lights and with LEDs. Yeah, so a lot brighter, less power up, real nice, lights it up a lot better. And to keep update with the state, we need to get the door installed at the chlorine room, with the panic bar and all that, so that's done. So I believe we're complete out there with that, our part looking. Park restrooms are opened up, ready to go, and we have started to storing boxes around town, over by the school and everything, start backing them out and all that. So I was gonna debate whether to bring this up or not, since there's no meeting in the morning, real quick. We have been working over behind Valero on 41, all that water issue.
Yep.
Working with Dave, because he did some work when they built that. We did find a storm drain back there. It does run to the highway, so we're still working on it. We have found it goes from plastic that they fit in, hard plastic, to kind of corrugated or black plastic, which is collapsed. Got about 60 feet of that, then it goes into clay. But it does drain, we cleaned it back, I washed it Saturday, water's going in it, but we got about 60, 70 feet of black plastic that does have to be replaced. Problem we're gonna run into is it was put under a communication pedestal, and there's a transformer box there. And you got 7200 coming up, going over to the substation, so it's doable, it's just gonna be slow going, a lot of vacuum, everything, so that's where we're at over there. It's not gonna take every bit of the water away, it'll still be, I'm gonna guess, 8 inches, but it's not gonna be a lake. It's just, and it's almost level going to the river, there's not a lot of fall.
Right.
But it will definitely help them out. So we're in the process of doing that, so I'll keep you up to date on where we're on that. So we've just kind of been doing it here and there to figure out if there was, and there definitely is. So thanks to Dave on that, no one remembered what he had done. So that's, any questions why we're over there so much, that's what we've been trying to do over there. So, and then we're down to one street light on 41, all the ones that we bought, waiting on this year to come in. We're starting to pull prep. Don't have as much this year as painting to go along. We do have a couple pumps that we've had to order. The cardboard is approved. We're just a week or two out on them. We're going to continue on the storm boxes. We did have our summer help start. So we have Rodney back and Pam this year for the summer. And just to remind everybody, on April 25th is our cleanup day. It's from 9 to 12 at 416 South Jefferson Street, our old shop. So,
And Roger, did you guys get together, talk about the roof yet? Yeah, you know.
about the what?
The roof or the beam?
Last time I talked to Nisa, and she said something about, we're going to go regular metal.
No, we're going with the asphalt shingles.
Okay.
I met with the park board, and we kind of shook hands on what we're going to do.
Okay.
Just doing the asphalt shingles this go around on the depot.
100 in it.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just let him know to go ahead while he's there. I believe we give you guys a price.
After you left, we Googled to see, and they said a lot of times they were like, I don't remember, it was a strange name, but it was basically in my room because of dark red roof.
And last, before I almost forgot this, I sent out an email to you all on the fire extinguishers and stuff. Did you guys review that or have any thoughts of how we want to move on for that?
It's cheaper to buy new than replace.
Well, that depends. Not really. I mean, if you look at the contract, if you buy the newer, bigger ones are a couple $100. They can service a lot of these for like 60. So it should all be in that contract or that estimate. And then your alarm system here, I think he said it's $400 for an inspection, but he says he didn't see any reason why you still couldn't use the system, but it would have to be inspected first. But I think he said it's around $400 for an inspection on it. So.
Well, I think we finish, we have and have our system inspected.
We need to move forward on it.
Yeah, I'll-
Violations.
I'll move.
Are contiguous, so.
How's that?
Fine. Is there a second?
So,
All in favor?
Thank you all. That's all I have for you tonight.
Can I ask a question? INPO, the three-phase, have they ever started that?
Nope.
They keep putting that off.
Last time I talked to them, they were building substations. It was taking a little bit longer than they thought. And of course, the storm probably stemmed through and really didn't help me. But
Right, that's good.
let me reach out, because they're also supposed to send me an estimate for the pole behind the letter that I have received, so we can get insurance.
So when we talk about it, the email, the quarterly, have anybody, have we picked a date yet to have a quarterly meeting while we're all, most of us are here?
I don't think we did ever decide.
No, I haven't.
So, well, since everybody's here and can't get away quick, Steve, I know you would like to be there.
Yeah, anytime after the, part of April,
Well-
Mondays and Tuesdays work pretty well.
Okay, so we could be like the 27th, 28th.
You threw some days
Oh,
out.
I can't do 27th. I can't remember. Anybody remember the dates if you
Oh, I
remember?
remember, just look at the weekend, just remember
Um,
saying April, May,
Well, we could jump into May. We could be 4th, 5th.
I think if you just like to choose a date that works well, they're usually pretty flexible, so.
Yeah. Of course, the 5th is Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, we got the last week in April.
Well, I'm gonna be gone.
Oh, okay.
If I stick to my schedule, I believe I'm gone 4 days. Finally, after 8 months. But yeah, so maybe first week of May. I mean,
The fifth election day, so,
well, it's election day. Why not Cinco de Mayo? Is that election day?
you can still have a call.
Well, we probably better not do it then. We could do it Monday, 4th. We have a town board meeting that evening. We could just all maybe come here at noon. We should do it at noon for those guys. Doug, is that good? 5th May?
Are you saying May 4th now?
Yes, go 4th.
May the fourth.
So you want to reach out to,
May 4th noon.
is it Dirk? What's his name?
Yes,
Dirk, yeah.
Alternate days is Wednesday, the 6th, Thursday,
Alternate.
the 7th.
Alternate day could be the 6th at noon. They're pretty flexible. We'll coordinate there.
I will send an email to Dirk, and I
Okay.
will suggest May 4th at noon. If that doesn't work, I will suggest the 6th. I will copy you all on it, so you can see his response.
Okay. That's exciting. Good. Well, thank you.
All right, we're up to you next. Saw that late, Mr. Paul.
I give you that heating and cooling system on the wastewater treatment plant, it does not run. We struggle to keep it running. It's not been right since the day it was installed. I talked to Doug about this, and I had Josh Layton from Layton's come out and go over the system. And the outside unit that was installed is a 5-stage heat pump, very high efficiency. It's got a lot of controls in it. But they wired it into a 2-stage controller. So it's fighting it. And not only that, it's undersized. It's only 1.5 tons. Should have been 2 tons. So it is, when it does run, which isn't very often, but when it does run, it's monitoring the compressor amps, all 5 stages. And we've only got a 2-stage hookup. It's just fighting itself. It's always burning up contactors, and so, and the heat bank that they installed on the furnace isn't big enough. It's only a 10 kW. It needs to be a 15 kW. Most of the winter was 40 degrees in that plant. I mean, so, I'll let you, there were 2 different quotes you give there. One for a 14 SEER, one for a 15 SEER. $10,000 and $11,000, about $1,000 difference between the two. And he put a couple of, if you're interested in purchasing a extended warranty,
So we told the electric down there, or is it gas?
total electric.
Okay.
And it's an electric heat bank in the furnace and then a heat pump outside. This will be a 2-stage system. And he's replacing the outside unit, line set, everything, so. He's gonna put a new, filter system on it too. Air barrier filter system on it. I thought it was a really good price. I mean, and he's using American Standard equipment.
It is. It's a good price.
That's a good price, and he's using American Standard equipment, which is, in my opinion, about as good as you can get out there right now.
Well, I'm just trying to figure where we pay for it from.
Do you have any comparative quotes or anything, or just his?
I just had his, I mean, he came out and evaluated the system, so.
Well, we might get another quote just to satisfy, but I mean,
Yeah, you're not gonna beat that price, that's a good price.
Good price. Compared to what I've seen lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, we, being early in the year, we haven't exhausted anything. So, yeah, I get another quote.
Pretty good. Do you have any specifics on who you want me to get a quote with, or?
Well, I don't know, there's
Okay.
several local outfits that could try and see if they can get it.
Andrew's a 5-year deal.
Also, you know, you could point about American Scan, some of the stuff you guys are putting out there, you guys are,
That's the
never heard of
in there
it.
now.
It's like, okay, what is this really, where's this really made at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what that Amanda was made to run for around Mexico.
We got different
Well-
places we can go. Of course, a lot of that's gonna get used
Yeah.
in
The, yeah, the I-9.
manholes and I-9s and intersections.
Yeah. But there's still, a little bit left in here. Okay, well, get us another quote.
Okay, sure.
That all you got?
No, I don't.
All right, Brandy.
All right, well, I will be pretty quick. Got my claims that sent out, there's 670, 41 for claims. I didn't make any specific notes on these, but I did send them out last Thursday, so, didn't have any questions or issues or concerns.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
One second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
And then I just have the minutes from March 16th, and they got put a note on there for you on the minutes. And then, Steve, I would have included the gentleman's name, but I don't recall him stating his name. I was kind of thinking maybe he could be back with some more information, just kind of how he left that chicken ordinance. But I haven't heard any more about
Lloyd
it,
Arms.
so. Okay, I don't know what his name is.
That's okay.
What is it?
Lloyd Arms.
And he lives there. True, is that true?
Yes.
Has chickens there?
Yes.
So where are we at? Nick's looking into some.
So do you want to go ahead with this, Chief, or do you want me to change it and keep it for next week?
Bad idea.
I just think, well, we haven't.
Yeah, I'd be more happy to, but I didn't know what his name was, so.
I move we approve the addition.
Okay,
Lloyd Arms.
I'll update it and just have a copy for the next person. I'll bring it up.
Is there a motion on the minutes?
I can bring it back when I just wait until it all done, I don't have a problem with that.
Old business.
Well, I don't know if it's new or old or where it falls, but during the day, somebody calls here, say they got a power outage. what do you guys do? Call,
If they say they have to, if their power is out, then we look at their account and do a work order, on their account.
okay,
and
well, I mean, what is an asset, well, any type of, what about after hours? Somebody calls you after hours, what are they supposed to do?
After hours, if they call the office number here, it will tell them that the office is closed and that they can call an emergency type issue into the fire department.
Okay.
And then the fire department will take those calls, providing that they're not out on the run.
Okay,
And then the fire department, correct me if I'm wrong, will dispatch either to Doug or whoever the on-call person is, depending on what the situation is.
They have a call, they have electric and a call list for Brett and Adam and Impa, and then they have a list for the rest of the guys.
Okay.
Water, sewer.
well, I had somebody ask me, I said, well, I think this is how it works, and you just explained it, so, okay.
If they call while we're here and we take their call, then we do a work order on their account and then send it to usually Doug, Brett, and Jared, the three of them, just in the event that if one of them are not here. And that's how the after hours call.
That's how we've always done it, I think. Yeah, I thought so. Well, ask about the thing, ask about that. Think so.
Would you like to set a sanitary board meeting?
Oh, yes, we need to do that. We need to have cemetery board meeting. Also need another board member.
Well, you have a couple interests, so.
Yeah.
I just told them that I would invite them to the meeting and then
Good idea.
you guys can talk amongst yourselves.
Well, let's, geez, okay. Well, where are we? We're in six. It's good to put all the meetings in one day. How about the 20th?
I mean, you want to do your noon or?
Yeah, noon.
Okay.
Yeah.
April 20th, I mean, cemetery. Got it, thank you.
Yeah.
Police commission is the 20th.
Okay, that's what, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. And that, you're doing like, so, I mean,
I
after
think
it's
it's
a
Friday,
Friday,
or a week to something was executive and usually do an hour for executive.
Usually.
I'm sure John will get with you, but I just feel.
he usually sits down. I just wanted to make sure for office information.
Well, something, Steve? Any public comment? I did tell Nick. I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Your second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And adjourned.
Why?